Good morning. Welcome to Sunday morning. We're getting ready to load up for another ride here pretty soon. Got all our gear ready to load up here, including Shelly's boots, which are not coming today. We rode yesterday and had a fun time. Ran out of gas at about the halfway point, which meant we were as far away from the car as we were going to be, but it was still a fun day. Got some parts over here for the new bike. Gonna delete the oil injection. Some radiator guards on there, definitely need those. This is the radiator cap removal tool, which I broke on the first attempt to use it. If you're asking, radiator cap removal tool, wow, what is that? Why, I've never heard of that. Why would someone need a radiator cap removal tool? Well, thanks to KTM for not putting the same radiator cap that every motorcycle, well, I guess everyone besides Beta, not the regular one, but you can at least use your hands on it. This one, I don't know. Maybe I just have little girly hands, but oh, actually, I don't know. Maybe you just had to break it loose because that's way easier than it was before. Getting it back on might not be. I don't know. I won't. You don't have to see that. Tree leaves are just starting to bud here, and it is a beautiful day for a ride. Just had to stop in a really beautiful neighborhood. It was quite actually lovely because of course I forgot to put the radiator cap back on. I knew by taking that off, to show you how dumb it was, that as soon as it came right off, it was going to take 10 minutes to put back on, which it pretty much did. So we're back at it, back on the road. Gonna do some riding. Had these pants for years, and I just noticed there's a hole right in the crotch, and I have no idea how long it's been there. On with the day. Well, we just got here, and I figured before we get unloaded and get on the trails, maybe I'd do a little tour of the bike. So I bought it about 3 weeks ago, 2025 KTM 300 XCW. Technically it's the Champion Edition. Comes with a few little things. Interestingly, MSRP's for like $12,100, but I don't know if you're aware of the KTM financial trouble going on right now, which maybe we'll get into in a second. I actually got it for $10,460 out the door, so solid deal. Still a lot, but you know, for a new dirt bike, that's kind of the going rate anymore. So yeah, got the AT81 is the rear tire, which I honestly really like. I swapped in some moose balls, which yesterday was my first ride on, and they felt really good. Interestingly, I really couldn't get the bead seated when I put the tire back on. So I didn't know how that was gonna go exactly. Got the rim lock in there good, but ended up that the ride actually seated the bead. So hopefully not too much grit got in there before that happened, but I think we're good to go now. So moving forward here, there's your throttle body where, you know, Shelly's Beta, for example, would have a carburetor. This looks really a lot like a 4-stroke fuel injector here. You got your oil injection. There's the tube there. Injects it right into the case, I think, maybe into the reed. And, you know, if you're asking how does a 2-stroke get to be $12,100, well, you know, little things like that, little kind of stupid things that nobody really asked for. Thanks, KTM. So did I know when I grabbed these gloves out of the bargain bin, the clearance bin at Sister's Moto, that my life was careening towards from the purchase of orange gloves to the purchase of an orange bike? No, I did not. But that's the way it's turned out. The awesome start-stop buttons on the KTM. So, yeah, this has clearly not been a full review of the bike. Maybe I'll do one of those one of these days. I think so far all the thoughts I've had on the bike are really unique to, or you know, same opinions that you can kind of find out there. So far I haven't had any opinions on the bike that I haven't already seen someone else's review, so I don't know how much unique thought I have to offer to that yet, but I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, so here we are at Cline, one of my favorite places to ride. Pretty rocky, pretty technical, very sandy. Yesterday we were at a much more open flowy area which is where Shelly ran out of gas, so hopefully no fiascos today. Just me, so I'll probably be a little more on the careful side, but I think we're finally here. Ready? Let's go rip. I adjusted my camera angle. Hopefully this works better. Hopefully the entire ride I filmed before this isn't completely wasted. Let's continue. Woo! This one, I always miss this little option. I always go right past it. Like a knife blade of a rock pointing at you. Man. Should I try the Levi jump? I don't think so. All right, well, just had a very pleasant conversation with Lance, it turns out his name is, and Trials guy. Definitely have to hit that guy up for some trials riding here sometime. I want a trials bike bad, just like I want a dual sport bad, and a ADV bike bad, and a light ADV bike, and you know, so and an e-mountain bike. So anyways, I could sit here all day and talk about the bikes I want, but how about we get back to it? don't we just go back and take a look? That's worth, this whole rock is worth a gander. Ooh. This is the area where guys do a lot of rock crawling, and it is actually pretty fun to watch. Not a big 4x4 guy, but I do admit it's pretty fun to watch when they're here. Okay. Just turn around. Oh man, riding here just makes me freaking miss John. All right, fun ride today. Hopefully some interesting commentary. If not, let me know, and I'll just go back to not talking on my rides. But let me know if you enjoyed watching, and maybe I'll make another one.